Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another very special interview here on SAFC Fan TV. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by current welterweight boxer Josh Kelly, also known as Pretty Boy, but most importantly, a massive Sunderland fan, absolutely huge Sunderland fan. You've probably bumped into him at the Stadium of Light on a few occasions when he's not in training. Josh, how you doing, mate?
What's happening, brother? I'm good. I'm all good, man. Just resting up after another hard training session I've just finished in, so feeling good, feeling positive and flying.
Obviously, breaking down your boxing career, 11 fights that you've had, 10 wins, 6 knockouts, 1 draw, but most importantly, unbeaten so far in your career. You currently hold the Commonwealth welterweight title. You also hold the WBA International welterweight title since 2018. You've boxed at the European Games in 2015 and also at the Olympic Games in 2016 as well, where you won a bronze medal. But the big one, David Avanesian, the fight is finally going to happen. It's now been moved to the 20th of February after being called off at the original date of January the 30th, which was actually meant to go ahead around about this time last year. But the coronavirus outbreak shocked the world, but the fight is going to happen now. How are your feelings going into that one?
Mate, I cannot wait to get in there and get my hands on him. I cannot wait. Been training so hard and so long for this now. It's just a matter of time until I get what I know is coming. Until I get what I know is coming, and get what I know I deserve, because I put hours and hours and hours of work in and sacrificing. I just know it's already been written. I just need to go and collect that European title, and I will. In emphatic style, I can see a stoppage coming, so I just cannot wait. Get me in there now.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like with COVID right now, it's just so hard to plan things properly in the long term, especially like if you're a boxer. You must be so frustrated that you've put in a lot of hard working hours in the boxing ring, training hard as hell for an upcoming fight, and then all of a sudden you're told that a fight has to be rescheduled. How do you deal with that sort of thing, like mentally?
It's more mental than anything. Mentally, you got to sort of tell yourself, look, listen, it's a job. I'm in this, and you need to act professional. The thing is, you need to act professional. You can respond emotionally, you can respond professionally, and in this case, I've responded professionally, and I've just got on with my job and dealt with it and said, listen, I'm in the gym until the next day comes, and the next day is available, and obviously that's the 20th of February, so we roll on then. For me, perfect. I could box now, I could box then. It doesn't really matter. It just gives us an extra couple of weeks to work on an extra couple of things, which I don't really need much work on, to be honest, but we're going to go in there and we're going to do a big job on the kid.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Yeah, I bet you can't. Obviously, you've highlighted there the hours you've been putting into your training and how much your training is meant to you the past couple of weeks leading up to that big fight on the 20th of February. But how important is this fight to you, like as a person and like as a boxer, like progressing in your career? How important does it like really mean for like you and also your fan base?
This one's the one where I win this one. When I win this one, I move on, and it'll open up everything for me this year. This is the key. This is the key to open up everything. This fight's been, it's meant to be made 2 years ago. Obviously, on my behalf, fell terribly ill, but that's done and dusted. The next one was coronavirus, which I was in tip-top shape for. That one got called off, and now this one. And this one's going to happen, and see, I'm a heavy believer in God, and I'm Catholic and Christian, but the thing is, and he never brings something too soon. He doesn't bring something too late. He always brings something just on time. So the times where I thought, this should have been given to us, or times where I thought, well, why did that happen? And I got all that grief. He was putting things in place for me, and I believe that now this is my time, and he's chose the perfect time because I'm mature, I'm strong, I'm 26 and turned 27 in March, so I'm starting to get there now, and starting to get where I'll be hit my man strength. And to be fair, I'm a late mature. I think I won't really fully hit my man strength until I'm 30 maybe, but I'm stronger than ever. I'm fitter than ever. I'm leaner than ever. I'm in the best place in the mind I've ever been. What can I say? I'm going to go out there, wear the red and white, and
Good man.
knock him out, man.
I can't wait. Honestly, I really can't wait. The fact that it's been so long now that when the original fight was meant to happen, just you sound like you're just all good to go, and you just can't wait to get your gloves on now. Basically, if the 20th of February could happen tomorrow, you'd happily jump in a time machine. But yeah, we were having this debate amongst a few people that I know today whilst watching the Sunderland game with a few drinks. We were hoping that potentially you coming out to Dance of the Nights, our fantastic theme tune at the Stadium of Light, but only you would know the answer to that. Have you thought about a particular theme you would like to come out to?
Yeah, a couple of my friends are big Sunderland supporters. A couple of them are saying that was an old school tune, where that was like when the original, like when Niall Quinn and everyone was there, and oh mate, Kevin,
Super Kevin Phillips.
It's Wise Men
saying,
yeah. Is it Wise Men?
Yeah.
So I'm stuck between them two at the start, and then I'm going to go and drop into a different tune. That's going to be at the start, and then I'm going to drop into something else. But I'm not sure whether to start with the dancing in or the Wise Men. I'm not too sure. I'm stuck between two. So to be honest, I win this fight, I want to get a massive fight if Goodwill and crowds are back at the Stadium of Light, and then I think the Dark Knights one will be the one to get people up in a stadium full of people. I think that'll be the one to light it up. So I could be Wise Men this time.
It's a very difficult time.
Sorry, but is that connection away?
Yes, sorry, the stream was dying out a bit there. Going on to obviously the next question. Obviously, right now is a very difficult time for a lot of boxers up and down the country in terms of the training methods that they want to go to, and a lot of like government restrictions putting a lot of bans on indoor training. A lot of boxers are being forced to like do their training elsewhere. They can't practice properly in fight mode within a boxing ring, especially if it's indoors, because the government are clamping down on that. How difficult is it for like boxers mentally right now to get in the right training shape in order to like reach their targets at the moment? I mean, I can imagine it's very harder for a lot of younger boxers who are just starting their career at the moment.
It's affecting more amateur boxers, to be fair. I think the professional licensed boxers, where you make your money from boxing alone, that classes you as elite sportsman, so you can train and get on with you and crack on like normal. So I'm in the gym 24/7, like absolutely normal. So it hasn't really affected me at all. So that's beautiful. But obviously, the young kids who's in gyms and amateur boxing, it's affecting them massively. And that's what boxing. So I think we really need focus getting that back as soon as they can, because to be involved in a sport like I am and to know what I was like as a kid, 16, 15, 14, 13 in a gym, all I wanted to do was train and learn. And if you're not getting that and the years are taking over, you're losing valuable years, what you could be learning in the gym and fighting and getting experience. And I think they need to really get this grassroots boxing sorted and up and running again, and the government needs to let things like this go ahead. I mean, all depending on the safety and obviously within the guidelines, but I think it's hard for kids. Kids need stimulus, especially kids in boxing. There's a lot of kids who go into boxing, the kids who's from troubled backgrounds or from rundown areas. There's normally a local boxing gym there, and it keeps them tied in. And that's what happened with me. I got myself in the gym through my dad, and we all come from like a tough area, but just it is me. Get in, get mixed in.
You all right, Josh?
Learn how to eat, and that's massive for a kid. Broke out a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. You've highlighted there, obviously you were in the gym from the ages to like 14 up until you were 16 early on, but what persuaded you to like go down like a boxing career? Like, did you have any role models in your life growing up in terms of proper fighters and like world-class fighters in the boxing ring?
To be honest, I was a footballer, you know, when I was young. I was on the Sunderland books when I was like 9 and 10. I was in the development centre and in the academies and stuff, and then I went and had a stint at Hartlepool, and then I trained in Hartlepool for a while and different things like this. And I love football, but at the same time, I was running boxing alongside it. My dad was a massive boxing fan, and I was doing a lot of dieting and training and boxing, and the kids were just outgrown us in football. So I thought, listen, I'm doing all right with this boxing, man. I stick this. I did that, and I boxing like I've been about 8 or 9, and ever since then, just in the gym, non-stop. With my dad is like a sort of a coach, and just keeping us in there. And as a kid, you like all the things like if you're into football as a kid, you want to be like a Cristiano Ronaldo, you want to be like a Messi. You never look at the
more a Kevin Phillips or a Niall Quinn, mate.
Yeah, well, exactly. The skill. Well, you want to be the skillful players, bro. You don't want you as a kid. You never look at basic, solid, fundamental players, which every team needs, like a Roy Keane or someone like this. You never look at them and be like him. You always look at the fancy stuff and go, oh, I want to be able to do step balls like him. I wish I could do that. You never say, oh, I just want to just pass the ball, because kids have got imagination. So it's the same in boxing. When I was watching boxing, I watched Nazim, I watched Roy Jones, I watched all the old school fighters, Leonard, Roberto Duran, Willie Pep, all these guys, and I was like, this is what I want to be like. So I started boxing off like that, and then obviously it's unfolded, and I'm here where I am now. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you were speaking there about kids looking up to like role models today, particularly in the football world with like Cristiano Ronaldo, like Lionel Messi. But I think when you're like a natural sports fan coming from the northeast, like a proper working class area, I think all you appreciate in terms of like role model people in sport is someone who just gives 110% and just puts their heart and soul into performing no matter who they're up against. I think that's all that matters at the end of the day, like particularly the footballers these days at the stadium, of like, if you come off that pitch and you put heart and passion and go that little bit further, like put in the extra tackles in that you need to make, then that's all that matters to the people up there, isn't it?
That's it, mate. That's it. The style of my football when I was a kid and the mentality where I was, listen, you come off that, you give 110%, and I used to have tears in my eyes, crying, running after balls and tackling non-stop. Just the mentality of the people at the north is, mate, you give 110%, that's all we want. Nothing less, nothing more. You just want 110% and give it and go hard for the full thing. And it don't, we've got that tough mentality, that tough, like, don't bottle out of challenges. Go into them challenges thinking it's a 50-50 challenge. You're getting that ball, do you know what I mean? That's the way I think we've been brought up, and it's affected positively, like massively in my life. Affected is positive in a positive way, but also sometimes I don't know when to take the foot off the gas in training and stuff. I'm quite like full on, like we are full on in the gym. But mate, I love the northeast. I love Sunderland. Obviously, Sunderland's a city I'm born and bred in. It when I go back home, bro, and all that. Listen, where is it? Listen, when I go back home, and I'm walking through the bridges and I'm walking through different places, and I see old people and I see old shops and stuff where I used to not about there, and I used to. Yeah, I tell the missus, because she's from London, I tell the missus, listen, that's what we used to do when we were a kid, we were here and and all that, and it's mad, and it's heartwarming when I go back up. It really is. It's not like any other city. I don't think it's really it brings you back down, humbles you when you go back up there. London's a big, fast moving city, like compared to Sunderland. When you go up there, it just humbles you. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's different with my situation. Obviously, I was born and bred in London, but most of my family were brought up in the Northeast, and it's hard to describe the feeling of like when you're driving up the A1 and like you're getting closer to, like, you see the turn off signs towards Sunderland, and you see the Stadium of Light as you're just coming down that, was it motorway road, like leading up to going towards the coast, like, which is where, was it my grandparents, well, my grandma still lives there, over in Seaburn, right on the coast. Man, just walking along the coast on a match day, and after having a nice pre-match brew at hers, it's hard to describe the feeling, man. Like nothing like beats that feeling, honestly. Like
it's hard to beat. It's really hard to beat.
Yeah, you could offer me to go to like
even now when I went to the match with the kid, I went to the match before the lockdown. I went and we won 2-1 or 3-1, and I remember walking and everyone was walking over the bridge, and I was just thinking to myself, this is mad. This brings us back to the day when I was like a kid. When I when I was a kid, I never used to afford. Mum, Dad never used to we never used to buy football tickets and stuff, because I was investing in training and different things like that. And my mum and dad were like, listen, do your football. We've got enough to pay your subs. We've got enough to pay your subs at the boxing game, and that's enough. Do you know what I mean? I got to do the shop. I got to get this, got to get that. So I watched them live on telly most of the time, but we get them tickets, or a few tickets from school where they give them out for free, and you get a free ticket to go and watch Sunderland. And it was always against Bolton for some reason. Back in the day, it was always against Bolton, because I remember Willie Hart used to play with the ocean pads rolled right down on that. Oh, mate, it was unbelievable. I used to sit in that stadium and dream about playing there when I was older, but obviously it'll be different. I'll be boxing in there next time. So it'll be crazy.
Yeah, going back to what I was obviously trying to say before, when I say to my mates, like, I just can't wait to go back up, see the family, and obviously because a lot of them down here support like a lot of, was it big clubs like Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, and that, and they say like, how do you go through like the pain and misery when you're looking forward to watching your team like all the way up in Sunderland? And like, it's not about that at the end of the day. When you love a club so much and it's like it runs through the veins in your family, that's all that matters at the end of the day. When I was at school, I just couldn't wait for the half term, the Easter breaks, Christmas holidays, until I'll be able to go back up for a match. Honestly, I just absolutely loved it, and we need that back soon, honestly, because I'm missing it so much. Yeah.
We're a big league team, really. The side of our stadium, we should be playing Premiership football, to be honest with you. But we just we got the new owner take over, new manager took over, new manager Lee Johnson. He's coming in. So we make things looking positive. But I mean, I would love to see us back in the mix and get the Derby days back in a couple of years' time. You know what I mean?
Against the Mags.
Against the Mags, get me just have them mad days over there, and both in Sunderland. It was just, it's crazy, like it's absolutely crazy. But soon come. Everything happens for a reason. So we'll have a big show to put on when I box there. So that should bring a few crowds. So I can't wait.
Yeah, I can just like picture the situation a lot with you, because like our club over the years has put us through so much misery and like despair. And when like you have a lot of anger and frustration watching our team, the perfect way to unleash that is just put a boxing bag like hung up on the wall, on the ceiling rather, and then just go for it. And I can imagine that's how you progressed slowly into the person that you are today.
It's like, I remember my dad being in the sit room, and I couldn't even be in the same room as him, because watching the match, he'd be screaming at the telly and be inches off the telly, like that, inches off the telly. And my mum would be walking out going, what's the crack? And my dad would be like, listen, you don't know why are they not passing the ball back? All the normal shouts everyone gives, you know what I mean? I want on what the crack, and all that. And yeah, as a kid, I was like, I couldn't even, I'd be there half an hour watching the match, I'd be out the door, because my dad was a lunatic when he got in front of that telly watching the thing. And like today, for instance, I watched the first half and I was so frustrated, and I was like watching thinking, fuck's sake. And then the kids start kicking off, and I thought, I can't go back and watch the second half yet. Like I kind of brace myself for it. I got the kids pulling on as I've got the stream thingy, and I'm thinking, oh my days. But at least we pulled through today. A win's a win, like you said.
Yeah, a win's a win. Huge 3 points against Shrewsbury this afternoon, a 1-0 win. Considering the form that we have been lately, but we need to like hopefully turn these decent performances when we do pick up 3 points into a winning run now, because we don't want to fall further behind, because it is going to be a difficult season, considering obviously our fans are not there to give us the extra support that we need. But then again, we are unbeaten away from home this season, so we must be doing something right in that department. Yeah, man. Back onto our beloved football club now. What early memories do you have following the team? Like, do you remember your first game, and also like favorite players you had growing up? Like, who was your hero? Because obviously you just mentioned there that you used to be footballer growing up.
I used to love watching Julio Alca play for some reason, right? Just because he had his shin pads rolled, he had them low little shin pads, and he had the socks rolled down. I used to try and roll them down like that when I was playing and stuff, and I used to think I was like he was such a skillful player. I mean, obviously you got Kevin Phillips, you had now Quinn, all the greats there. He's been there for absolutely ages now. What's he called? My man, the old guy, captain.
Bawley, Kevin Ball.
Yeah. No, he's in there now. He's in the team now. Old guy. He always puts fouls in.
Always puts. You've got me stumped there.
He put a few. He's a rough guy.
Grant Ledbetter.
Yes, right. He was there. He wasn't back in the day, but he was still coming through when I was still into football and playing football. So I missed, like, I did when I stopped football and started boxing properly and was into boxing full time. I went like 5-6 years of just not watching any football, keeping up with the results, and my dad always saying, "Oh, fucking hell, son, and the fucking heartache and this and this and this," and seeing people, listening to people at school chat and stuff. But I never really watched it. But since I've got back into, since obviously I'm a professional now, and I've been back home and seeing a different, seeing really as a bloke, seeing what Sunderland means to the city, and like what such a family. It's like a family thing. Do you know what I mean? If Sunderland are winning, the city seems as though it's alive. But if they're losing, it seems as though the city's dying. Do you know what I mean? And to see that alone, I was like, I need to start getting back into these football matches and watching them. But obviously, back in the day, I remember all the games I used to do when I used to be going with the school. I remember once I was going to be a ball boy when I played at the academy, but I never got a chance to be. Yeah, I never got a chance to be, but I was buzzing. I quit, but I never got picked. So one of them, innit?
Yeah, I mean, tonight's the first time ever that I found out that you used to potentially, could have become a footballer before you obviously got into boxing. Did you ever, when you obviously in the development squad at the Academy of Light, did you ever play with any players that would go on to have great careers? Jordan Pickford, really?
Pickford. He was a keeper there, yeah. He was a keeper there. Jordan Pickford was there. I remember him in training and stuff. He was like just a normal kid. Do you know what I mean? We're all just looking at each other like when you're a kid, you just thought about yourself, innit? You think you're the best and everything else. And I remember getting trained by Carlton Fairweather, who used to play for Wimbledon. He used to be in the development centre, and he was a pretty close guy, because to me, anyways, because I always like to hold the ball, and I was actually a defender, and Sunderland brought us in and played as a striker, because I was so dribbly with the ball and tricky. And I remember going in for my 6-week update, and after I've been in development centre, they said, "Listen, we're not going to put Josh in the academy yet. He needs a bit more work." And my dad went, "Well, to be honest, he's not a striker. He's a defender." They were going, "What?" He said, "Right, he's a right back defender." And they were going, "Yeah, but the way he dribbles the ball and stuff." He says, "I know he's just greedy for the ball, so put him in defence, see what he says." So maybe as a defender, I went to the academy for a couple of weeks, and then they put us back down, and it was just like a constant emotional battle as a kid. And I was training so hard in both boxing and football. I thought like, what do I do? So I eventually took it upon myself and said, "Dad, I can't run this football anymore. Like, I can't do it, because it's just getting in, like, it was just mad. Me and him were falling out big style." And I was about 13, started playing Sunday league football, then got picked up for Hartlepool straight away and played with them a little bit. And then obviously, like I said, I was winning national titles alongside this as a boxer, so I was started progressing in boxing faster than I was in football. But obviously, you see what Jordan Pickford and people are doing today, you think to yourself, God, if I stuck football, I'd probably be in a lot better monetary place now. But it's not all about that. But it is about the making the memories, because that's what you go to the grave with at the end of the day. So I've had a lot of good memories in both things, football and boxing. But you never know. You never know. Could have been, would have been, should have been. I know I will be a world champion. That's the one thing.
Yeah, I know you're like in your boxing career, like you will go far. Like I've watched some of the fights that you've had, and you've just got like such an unreal talent at the age you're at, and like you will go far, man. Honestly, like you've got just a superb, brilliant shot that you have on like the punches that you throw. Honestly, it's just a lot of boxers today would be very scared of some of the punches that you can have to offer, man. I tell you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, man. It's I don't know what can I say. It's just through God, so it is what it is. It is what it is, my man.
When you're going back to obviously when you were a footballer, what was like your main attribute, like in terms of like a skill that you had that like you used that to like better yourself? Like, were you a pacey player? Did you have good physicality, or were you someone that was just naturally good on the ball?
I was quite strong. I was really quite, as a kid, physically strong and robust, and I used to never I never give up. I never ever give up, because bear in mind, my dad was training us when I was like 10, 11 in boxing, and he was taking us to places mentally and physically where I don't think any other kid at that age would have been going. Like it was scary. Like we'd be getting up for runs and everything when I was like a kid, like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, up for a run and be pacing us out, and coming back, we'll be training on the night time boxing, and then the next day we'll be at football practice. It was just ridiculous, but I thank him for it now. It's unbelievable, because obviously he had a mission to try and get me out of in a position where I can give back to him and not necessarily give back to him, because he doesn't want anything off me. He's happy doing his thing, and being in Sunderland, he's happy just seeing me doing good. But give us a position where I can do what he never did, and I can, like, you always want to better your kids. So obviously he massively did that with me in everything, because he's seen I had sporting ability, and I was strong and I never give up, and I would challenge for every tackle, and I was like that guy who just, like, if you needed someone to really pull it out and grind through and win every challenge and run after that ball when no one else was running after, I would do that. Like, I was good with the ball at my feet as well, but that was my main attribute, and I was good at picking some long balls out as well from centre mid. Best position I played was centre mid, so I had a big engine on us. So man, it's them of the days for football, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, do you wish you could get your boots back on now?
Oh, mate, we sometimes play five-a-side. We were playing five-a-side a couple of camps ago, and we were playing with like all the fellas, and me and one of the guys from Jim Hall and Eubank. He's pretty good. Me and him linked up well on the pitch, and I was playing a week before one of my fights, and I rolled my ankle on the ball, and I thought that was done. And then obviously Adam says, we've got to call this off because this can be too dangerous. Oh, mate, it was bad. But obviously I still boxed and still won. But it was like, I thought, I've killed myself here with this. I went to roll my foot over the ball. It didn't come back the other way. I thought I tore my ligaments in my foot. But I got a bit of rehab on it, and it was sweet. But he said, no more football until you finished your career. I went, all right. But I will play again. I love football.
Let's get the 20th of February out of the way first, shall we? But yes. It's so lovely there that obviously you highlighted the support that your dad's given you, like throughout your sporting career, and like how the sacrifices obviously he's made, and like just how much he's supported you like mentally to get to where you are today, whether that's in boxing or football. Because obviously, like a lot of sporting people that they don't really highlight that enough, and I feel like it's a real shame. But obviously, speaking to you now, I can tell that like family means a lot to you, and where you are right now, it wouldn't be if it wasn't for the support that your dad's given you.
Sorry, you've looked out there. 100%. It's like where it started in Sunderland. It started in a little 1-bedroom flat in Farringdon. That's where it started, and then that's where my mum, that's where I am. And obviously I had most of my days when I grew up as a kid in Ripe, Sunderland, and then we moved to Barnes, and that's where they are now. But that's where it all started, and that's where my character comes from. It doesn't come from anywhere else. It comes from there, back in them little small places in Sunderland, and that's where I've got all my memories. I mean, every person who's come in contact with me from early age is affected us in a certain way, in a positive way, to get us where I am today. And I will give back to Sunderland in some way, shape or form when I can. Be that opening some sort of place for kids and stuff, or anything I can do. But we'll that's a plan for a couple of years' time. But for now, keep this wins going, and then we'll give back to Sunderland one day, 100%.
Josh, like you're such a fantastic role model, mate. Honestly, obviously, you've touched on there. You want to give something back to the city you were born and bred in, because the Mackem people do mean a lot to you. And we're going to be cheering on you all the way. Obviously, I'm a Sunderland supporter from down south, but I can imagine a lot of the people back in Sunderland will be just all gearing up for the 20th of February now. And with that fight you have with David Avenue, everyone just can't wait now, honestly. Before we come, obviously, to the closing bit of this fantastic interview you've done with me, any words that you want to give to your opponent, David Avenesian, for the 20th of February? Josh, take it away.
Sorry, but you just crashed out when your question comes. So can you repeat that for us, my man? Sorry, brother.
No worries, man. You've given obviously a lot back to you want to give a lot back to your local community. The Mackem people are going to be cheering on you like mad on the 20th of February. Coming to the last bit of this brilliant interview that we're doing right now. Any words that you want to give to your opponent, David Avenesian, for that fight on the 20th of February?
He knows. Come ready, come prepared. He knows what's going down. Third time we've been training for it. I know him too well. He knows me too well. But I know there'll be one man walking out that ring, European champion. That's me. 100%. It's written. So I've got to go and collect that title on the 20th, because all the hard work is nearly done. And we're wearing this red and white going in, bro, and I'm going to absolutely take over. It's going to be a takeover. Yeah. Mad. However, man. However. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't wait, man. Honestly, I really can't wait. Guys, obviously, thank you, Josh, for joining us today. You've been an absolutely stunning guest. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SAFC Fan TV. You've been listening to Josh Kelly. How are the lads? Keep the faith.